Hello, 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 and welcome to another thrilling coffee time where we look at the news on the Daily Mail website. Why not? Why not? Let's look at the news on the Daily Mail website. It's a bit brighter today, not as dark and murky as it was yesterday. Hope you're all doing well. I imagine after this you won't be, because it's the news. Nobody wants to see the news. Daily Mail are leading. They've jumped on the grooming gangs hysteria, the rape gangs hysteria, and they've done a little expose of one of the ringleaders, Aquari Abdul Rauf. They say he's walking around like he owns the place. It's nice. Maybe he does. But yeah, a decade after he was released, he still hasn't been deported, even though he said he would be. Now again, everyone's going to be saying it's old Keir Starmer's fault. No, it's the previous lot's fault too. Can you see? They're all incompetent. I'm not excusing Labour either. I just think we ought to slag them all off. Let's not take sides. Let's be universal in our disgust at our politicos who fail to protect us. We can do that, can't we? We can agree on that. Left and right, we should unite against the politicos, all of them. But yeah, apparently this chap, he said he would be deported back to Pakistan in 2014 after serving 2.5 years of a 6-year prison sentence. Isn't that nice? 2.5 years of 6 years for his part in grooming. Yeah, he was part of the 9 members of the Rochdale grooming gang who were jailed for raping and trafficking children across England in 2012. Justice, this is justice. But yeah, he was a former taxi driver, and yeah, here he is today. Now again, you got to remember that he's got feelings too. He's got human rights too, and I'm sure he would say that he's built a life here, and it'd be unfair for him to leave. But you know, here we are. So, who said crime doesn't pay? Meanwhile, good news, everybody. It was 5 years ago today. The Chinese taught that that doesn't scan. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about more kung flu, more the vid. Yeah, top British virus experts have called on the Chinese authorities to talk about this respiratory infection, HMPV, and it includes cold-like symptoms. So it's a cold then, yeah. Apparently, again, I was reading up on this yesterday. HPMV has been doing the rounds for about 25 years now. We first came to came into their consciousness, like I said, turn of the millennia. But now everyone's looking at China for some reason. A lot of people in China. I don't know if you noticed that. So statistically, they're going to be the place that gets all the outbreaks because they live in close proximity, big population. So we're going to blame them for an infection that's been doing the rounds for 25 years. This seems a bit weird. But anyway, yeah, apparently there's as many as 1 in 20 cases in the UK that could be due to human metapneumovirus, according to latest UK surveillance data. Dr. Andrew Catchpole, who is a chief scientific officer at infectious disease testing firm HVivo, Uvavu, deep reference that no one's going to get that. It says HMPV is usually detected in the winter periods. Sounds like it could be a cold or a flu, but it does seem the rates of serious infection may be higher in China than what we'd expect in a normal year. Well, you're not gonna get any information out of China because it's China. But we can look look. There's a graph, and there's some squiggly lines on it, and as you can see, parainfluenza. So on the decline, not as popular as it used to be. Adenovirus is kind of holding steady, but HMV, look at that. It was big. Was that para-influenza? I've got my colours mixed up. They should use blue. Sorry, that's the pink line. It's on the right. Who cares? Just stay at home. I've been warning you for years. Stay at home. So anyway, there's another virus for you to look out for. Good news, everybody. Everyone's favourite French fascist has died. Yeah, Jean-Marie Le Pen, dead at 96. More proof that the good die young. There you go. He was. He's a right wing. He was he the founder and leader of the National Front Party in France. He kicked the bucket. And here he is with his daughter, who's kind of taken over the reins and has grown in popularity rather concerningly over the years. But that's what happens when you have an ineffectual left-wing government. The right tends to flourish. Physics, opposite reaction and all that stuff. But yeah, he snuffed it. Oh, Britain snowed under apparently. Are you snowed in? Leave a comment in the comments box below. I don't really care, but it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're doing something. But yeah, Met Office has got more warnings for snow and ice that are across the UK. More than 350 schools were closed. Manchester Airport was temporarily shut for the third day in a row. And look, it looks like a picture postcard. This is Greater Manchester this morning. But my concern is, what will happen to all the crackies in Manchester? Where will they go? Again, if you watch any of the YouTube footage of Manchester, you've come to know and love the various drug-addled figures that line the streets. But here we go. Here is. I'm going to do it again. Don't eat the yellow snow and ice. But it looks like we've dodged it over here. Looks like that part of the country's getting it. So it is January. We do tend to get snow and ice in January. So you'd think we'd be prepared by now, wouldn't you? You'd think we'd be prepared for it, but we're not. But tomorrow. Oh, look, it might skirt us. It might hit Lock Towers. Hopefully you've all been watching my Dog in the Snow 2025 video. Yeah. Maybe not. What else have we got? High flu cases again, major hospital. This is Liverpool University Hospital NHS Foundation Trust has urged people to only go to A&E in an emergency. Well, you should, but most people go there for like sore bumholes and things like that. And you shouldn't. It should only be for emergency. And you could be expecting up to a 50-hour wait in A&E. Isn't that normal? When I were a lad, and it was the 1970s, and I broke my arm, I had to wait 12 hours. 12 hours in A&E, I think it was. Felt like 12 hours. It was probably only 5, but it felt like 12. I think it was closer to 7. It was a long time ago. It was 1977, so I was only 6. But anyway, don't get sick. Don't get ill. Don't do anything. Stay at home. Oh my God, there's something at the door. Excuse me. Don't worry, it was just a moron. Yeah, no, it was a genuine moron who didn't know how numbers on doors work. That's new, isn't it? I've not had that for a long time. Oh well. Where are we? Oh yeah, we could go from one lot of moronic stupidity to another. This is the story of Brian Garlick. I imagine he's not a friend to vampires. with a name like that. But yeah, he lives alongside the A147 missing link. Yeah, it's a 3-mile long dual carriageway that's under construction between Gloucester and Cirencester. Have we got a picture of it? But yeah, he lives. Here he is. Here he is. He's looking. I don't know if he's angry or not. I can't see where his hands are. Normally, if they're in the pockets, they're a little peed off. If they're folded, they're really angry. Do you remember? We used to do all that? But anyway, his house is kind of close to this this development. Here we are. Here we go. And he was originally offered £750,000 by the government to vacate. So, you know, for the development. But National Highways, who are responsible, the government body that's responsible for this, withdrew the offer. Right, so he'll be stuck there when the project is completed in 2027. However, there's going to be a specially built tunnel, right, that he'll be able to access. Here he's looking out at the works. Yeah, this tunnel will be able to give him access. Right, and the tunnel itself is going to cost between £4 and £6 million to build. Now, I don't know about you, right, but my maths isn't the greatest, but I'm sure £750,000 is a lot cheaper than 4 to 6 million. But yeah. He said the tunnel is planned to be a quarter mile from his house, but details and dimensions are still to be decided. So he said, at first I was a little bit shocked when they suggested a tunnel and and thought it was a little bit over the top. When you look at it, there's no real alternative other than for them to do it. If they'd paid me out like they initially said, that would have been it. But yeah, so very expensive. Here he is. Here he is with his dog. So here you go. There you go. So what a waste of money, eh? Waste of money. But should have just bought him out, but they said there was no point because he wasn't close enough to their boundary. He was just outside. They changed their mind. So they get a tunnel instead. Meanwhile, this is the story of Joshua Bishop. The 27-year-old is a recent graduate. He's a master's graduate, so he's been through the system. He hoped that going through higher education would help him escape his life of council estate drudgery, but he's not managed to get a job since his course ended back in October, and he's been making TikTok videos to illustrate his issues with job finding and going on onto the dole, onto the rock and roll. But yeah, he says that that claiming benefits is harder than a full-time job. A lot of people laugh at him for this, but if you've ever tried to claim benefits or go through the universal credit system, it can be a little bit tough. I remember we had a bit of a time just proving that Verity, our daughter, existed. Because they switched us over, you see. There was a big push. In the UK, again, it's for the people outside, what's his name? I can't remember the Tory. Can't remember the Tory. The one who grew a conscience. He was responsible for introducing this universal credit system, which was meant to replace the other system, and it's all computerised and But and they wanted to move everybody on, and we eventually got moved on like last year. And it's just that's it. But it's a bit it's a bit Kafkaesque. Especially when they say to you, prove that your daughter exists, and she goes to school, and it's like, well, can't you just phone the school? But anyway, Joshua from Edinburgh says he has a lot more free time now, and he can spend time doing the things he likes doing, like playing video games and watching documentaries, laying in bed. There you go. And of course, this has raised the ire of those who aren't in his position. But he's doing a ticky-tocky out of it. So, but you never know. If you I'm going. Where is he again? He's up in He's up in Edinburgh, and I don't know how much need there is for him up there. But he has been slammed as a lazy scrounger and a useless member of society. But he's not. He's making TikTok videos for your entertainment. He's an entertainer. This is what the useless do. We go. Oh, wait a minute. We go on the internet and we make pointless videos. Oh fuck. Oh man. Now I'm gonna have to revise my entire life. I've just realised, I'm just as bad as he is. There you go. But yeah, again, the problem is you can become overeducated. It's true. So with a master's degree, he can't exactly go down to Lidl's. He could. Do they have Lidl's? Do they have Lidl's up in Scotland? Leave a comment in the comment box below. I don't really care. It was just a question. I just brain farted out of my mouth. Meanwhile, now here's a story, and I think anyone out there, I'm going to say men, but hey ladies, you may have this issue too. Nick Silverthorne, he'd purchased a supermarket own brand razor from Sainsbury's in Richmond in London, right? He got home, he used it for the first time, and it cut his cheeks. Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm allowed to show that because of YouTube's weird draconian rules. I've probably incited the wrath of YouTube now. Yeah, it is as bad as that. There you go. You can see it's left him a scar. Oh, look at me scarred. But hey, the ladies love that kind of shit. And this is a model similar to the one he bought. Well, that's no good. We want the one he bought so we can avoid it. But he turned the other cheek, you could say, right? Because he took them to court. Yeah. Mr. Silverthorne was awarded an out-of-court settlement against the company. That is Wilkinson Sword, who are the maker of said blade. And he got awarded £5,000 in compo. That's not bad, is it? He said, "This was no ordinary shaving cut. It sliced my skin. The cuts bled for over 20 minutes. And I took action to protect others, as they may not be as lucky as me. This was a serious fault. It was a matter of principle to take the big boys on. And I did it and won. And here he is outside Sainsbury's with the thing. That must be the one. That must be the blade. But now, I've worked out that I've cut myself shaving a few times. I remember once I had a really bad on the chin. It bled for ages. I could be owed thousands in compensation. And so there you go. But yeah, Mr. Silverthorne's wounds took weeks to heal properly, and he's got a scar. Now has a scar on his cheek. Yeah, so there you go. He employed the services of express solicitors who specialise in that kind of thing. So not bad, is it? Meanwhile, this is more work news. This is on Reddit. Yeah. Reddit. Frog goes into the library. The bunny behind the counter, who's the librarian, says, "Are any books here you'd like?" And the frog replies, "Reddit, Reddit, Reddit." That's an old one. But this was posted to the subreddit of R Casual UK, and it's a list of rules, apparently, that what makes us a team, right? And I tell you, I would probably, I don't know if I'd last long at this company. I'd probably just laugh. This is not just a job. This is a vocation. Have you joined the priesthood? There are certain attributes which can make us a great team. We happily do a lot of extra work in our own time. No, we're committed to this business. I always volunteer to attend events held. No, because some people have families. We always help out our fellow team members without being asked. We're always willing to do the extra mile. We do it for the love, not the money. Who are they kidding? We're looking forward to coming to work every day. Oh, God, no. We class ourselves as a family, not just colleagues. It is a cult. We're happy to always contribute. to the business in our own way, which impacts positively. We come to work even when we're unwell. No, because you can spread it. As we understand the impact it has on our teammates. Yeah, spread that virus. Spread it. We tell people when we're not feeling 100% so they know why we're not our usual selves. We're open and honest. And if there's something bothering us, we will talk about it. We do not sit down. We understand our jobs, which means we are always on the go, all day. We do not moan about our aches and pains. That's life. Yeah, I don't really want to work there. That sounds like hell. That sounds like hell. Yeah, it's not a good list, is it? It's not a good list at all. That's a place that's gonna break your spirit, break your soul. So yeah, don't want to work there. What else have we got? Oh, this is good news. Good news, everybody. More political news. Labour have refurbished the Downing Street briefing room. You know where they hold all their TV conferences. Remember, it used to look like this. Do you remember when our old Bojo, our fluffy-haired leader, would stand there with those other two and tell us how many people were dying? Oh, I used to love that. You know, so many people have died today. It's like, this is cheering us up. Well, they've got rid of them, all the blue, because, you know, and they've replaced it with a wood panel. Shall they just remove the drapes? Yeah. So the blue panel and the carpet's been removed from a more neutral setting. You know, so next time, say, this is how we remember it. This is how we remember it. It goes, and my cock is that big. He's bragging again. Who can remember old Dishy? And he'd stop in the boats. He didn't, did he? And neither will Starmer. But yeah, it's been redecorated. How much? 80 grand. There you go. 80 grand of public money for some wood panelling. Look, I'm sorry, but that wood panelling, I don't know if you noticed, was already there. So they just removed the drapes. Look. Wood panelling. Remove the drapes. It's there. So it must be 80 grand for just the carpet and a little bit of paint. Surely not. They saw us coming. And here we go. This is we've got a new study here. This is a new study from the University of Cambridge, right, that reckons that male and female brains are wired differently. Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, again, with our size, the male brain is slightly bigger. That doesn't mean increased intelligence. It's just because our skulls are bigger, and, you know, a lot more room to slosh around in. Yeah? But yeah, they've done this study into brains. They did head scans of more than 500 babies. Overall, female babies had more grey matter in their brains, while males had more white matter. That's because we're stupid. That's because we take risks and fall out of trees and rescue people from fires and fight wars. Whereas women are more sensible. They stay at home, make sandwiches, you know, don't get themselves killed. It's just sensibility. But yeah, grey matter is mostly found on the layer of the brain, or the cortex, and plays a big role in mental functions such as memory, emotions, and processing information. This is why men never read the manual. Meanwhile, white matter, the paler tissue, is towards the centre. It speeds up signals between the cells and plays a critical role in helping the body process information. So I mentioned we got quicker reaction times and things like that. Isn't that fascinating? Lead author Yumna Khan said several of the sex differences we found at birth do indeed appear to extend into adulthood. So there we go. And here's a picture of a brain. There you go. It's not mine. It's not my brain. I'm sure if it was, it would look brilliant. But there you go. There's some white matter. Here's some gain, and here's the ventricle. Well, watch out. Your ventricles are showing. Yeah, so Simon Baron-Cohen, who's amongst its authors, said the difference here do not imply the brains of males and females are better or worse. The research may be helpful in understanding other kinds of neurodiversity, such as the brain in children who are later diagnosed as autistic. Again, Simon Baron-Cohen is an expert in autism, and he works at, it says here, the Autism Research Centre. So it could be a reason why certain people are more predisposed to that. And neurodiversity, but there you go. Brain structure, slightly different. Meanwhile, Nigel Farage was on the radio this morning because he's fallen out with his best bud, Elon, over Tommy Robinson. There's a nice little vignette there, nice little triptych of them, and he's saying no, Tommy Robinson in bad, and Elon, I like his money. I think that's what he said. I imagine that's what he said. He was just look, it's just it's just all daft shit. Can't do that. There's a lot of pictures of celebrities in bikinis, which I don't mind, but I don't know if it's worth including here. Meanwhile, scientists slam the caveman diet and say early humans were mostly vegetarian. How do they know that? How do they know? I don't know. They don't know. Here we go. AI images reveal what men will look like in 30 years. Wait a minute. I already look like that. This is due to our diet of ultra-processed foods. Yeah, this is a mountain evidence that fizzy drinks, biscuits and ready meals are to blame for a catalogue of health harms. Oh, and then it's refreshed the screen. I was just going to click on that. Oh, now I've got to find it again. Scroll down to the man with the big face. There we go. So yeah, it's not looking good for us, is it? This is an AI generated image, and apparently he's also at risk of type 2 diabetes. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what they're talking in. And yeah, the character they've created is called Michael, and now I can understand why he's got type 2 diabetes. I'm not that weight. I'm nowhere near that weight. I never was that weight, but it's my age. I reckon it's me. Just I got old. I got old quick. I aged too quickly. And but yeah. And here are the 32 damaging health outcomes linked to ultra-processed foods. Oh boy, this could take a bit of time. So mortality is a big thing. There's a lot to take in there. So everyone, salad for lunch. We're all on lettuce leaves from now on. All right. And yeah, this is a good one. I read a bit of this earlier. Scientists have figured out why IQ plunged across Europe 2,000 years ago. Is it because TikTok was invented then? But yeah, the reason that the Romans were battling cognitive decline was due to pollution. Yeah. And it's widespread lead pollution, I reckon, caused by mining. And it essentially lowered the IQ of the entire European population at the time. Yeah, this is a study by the Desert Research Institute in Nevada. And they examined ice cores, that's columns of ice, that are 3,400 metres long. And the gas bubbles give an insight into what it was like in the past. And the presence of pollutants indicate that lead was used in industrial activity. And the analysis of 3 ice cores revealed that European lead emissions sharply increased around 15 BCE following the rise of the Roman Empire, and it remained high for 150 years until the empire began to decline because they all went stupid. Here's one of the ice cores, look. Ooh. And they all started going stupid. Similar things happening now, but it's social media that's doing it. As a result, this would lead to widespread cognitive declines of 2 to 3 IQ points throughout the Roman Empire. Well, it's not a lot, is it? It's not. I make it sound like it's a lot. But yeah, we had lead paint in the 70s and lead in petrol. Who remembers lead in petrol? Never did us any harm, did it? Never did us any harm. We all grew up all right. But yeah, what have the Romans ever given us? Low IQ. Ah dear. What else have we got? You know, there aren't any animal stories anymore. They've replaced them with, like I said, they've replaced it with celebrities in bikinis. Just trying to see if there are any animal stories, but no, it seems like they've definitely dumped all the animal stories on the Daily Mail website. I see that Prince William has been crowned world's sexiest bald man for 2 years running. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I should have been in with a shout. I'm sure I should have been in there. Oh wait a minute, here we go. I found an animal story. Digby the dog, right, went out in the snow in his best winter coat up at the Studley Royal Park in Ripon, North Yorkshire on January the 5th, and he was snapped chasing his friend Ziggy in the snow. And so we've got some snow dog pictures. Here you go. Here he is. Here's Digby having fun in the snow. There you go. I think is he a corgi? Yeah, there you go. There's Ziggy. They're having a great time. There you go. So we can end it there. And we do have some dog cam. Whoops, pressed the wrong camera there. There we go. Dog cam. She's not feeling it. There you go. So that's coffee time. I'll see if there's anybody in the chat. Again, if you want to give me money like I did yesterday, feel free. That was nice. I like money. Payne's in. He says, how I will look in 30 years. Yeah, well, again, we're all going to look like that soon, aren't we? And Mike says, good morning from Canada. Yes, it's still snowing. Been snowing for about a week now. And you got rid of Trudeau, as I predicted yesterday. So, Merry Christmas, or whatever it is in Canada. And that's it. God, is that it? Is there nobody else there? Payne's in. He says, oh, okay, apart from lead tankards, lead pipes and low IQ, what have the Romans ever done for us? Indeed, what have they done? 8 people in, 4 likes, and yeah, we'll scoot on. That was the triumphant return of coffee time. Now that the threat of community strikes have been lifted, I can now, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Just come on and talk. Thank you for watching. Oh, wait a minute. Mike says Conservatives wave in the West at the moment. Well, it's all it's like they're all 2 cheeks on the same arse, isn't it? More of the same. Laters, indeed. See you laters. Very 1980s, isn't it? Laters. And yeah, thank you for watching. That was coffee time. Spewing the news into your upturned faces, whether you like it or not. Coming live and direct. That's it. That's the news. You know you've got to drink it up. Ta-ta.